There's an intense, inward, reflective beauty about Schumann's later works. If the energy had gone out of his style, he knew how to make this loss deeply affecting. Charles Rosen on the substantial but generally neglected body of music Schumann produced in his final years. We just heard his Variations on an original theme, also known as the Ghost Variations, his last surviving work for solo piano. The pianist was Andras Schiff. I learned today with a major work from some 15 years earlier, which came at a time of painful separation, and which Schumann himself told Clara was the most passionate thing I have ever composed, a deep lament for you, and it's become one of his best-known piano pieces, the C major Fantasy. In a letter to Clara on the 22nd of April 1839, Schumann wrote, "In order to understand the Fantasy, you will have to transport yourself into the unhappy summer of 1846, when I renounced you." This period of renunciation refers to the time of enforced separation when Clara's controlling father, Friedrich Wieck, who was implacably opposed to his daughter having any romantic relationship with Schumann, forbade them to have any contact whatsoever. They weren't even to write to each other. Schumann was in utter despair, and seemingly trying to blot out all memory of Clara, he threw himself into an affair with another woman whose identity still remains a mystery. He also seems to have taken to heavy drinking during the winter of 1836-7 and to a profligate lifestyle in general. During these painful months, Schumann drafted a work he gave the French title Ruine, Fantaisie pour le pianoforte. This would become the first movement of the Fantasy. Not long after he had the idea of making a contribution to fundraising efforts for a Beethoven memorial, he added 2 more movements to those ruins. These 2 additional movements to what we now call a grand sonata were a kind of march called Trophies, Triumphal Arch, and a slow movement headed Psalms, Constellation. They relate to 2 characters Schumann had originally invented to engage in dialogues in his music criticism, Florestan and Eusebius, but they came to represent complementary aspects of his own nature, alter egos, Florestan, the fiery, brasher or extrovert side, a counterpart to the reflective, introspective Eusebius. The passionate first movement, this is what Schumann called the deep lament for Clara, includes a clear allusion to the final song, Sacred and Die Geliebte. The whole piece is shot through with deeply personal, coded references. After 18 months of silence, Clara wrote to Schumann inviting him to a concert in which she would be playing several of his pieces. He wrote back, asking her whether she would give her father a letter from him, asking him to bless the spiritual bond that existed between them. Her reply, that she would, signalled what should